eligible people who are going to buy, like, who will be more, eligible in terms of buying, having more buying power?
That's right. When interest rate goes down, of course, the buyer will have a more power to buy. But you have to understand that even the sellers, right, they will increase the price of their house as well. So you just have to find the right time.
Is a good time to buy a house? When you ask a realtor, they always say now is the good time to buy a house, but I really want your honest opinion. Yes.
Well,
People's mind is, they ask, like, what are some of the good communities in Calgary to buy your house? Assalamu alaikum. I hope you all are doing well today. Today I'm here with Salman, who is a residential and now, mashallah, commercial real estate agent, on a topic which is on everybody's mind, which is the real estate market of Calgary, Alberta in 2025. Salman, last year a lot of people moved to Alberta in general from
Right.
Ontario,
Yeah.
from outside of the country, and actually the market of Calgary boomed a lot. I was actually just looking at my city's property assessment just before coming, and I saw my own house price went up quite a bit. So now, how does the real estate market of Calgary looks like in 2025, or going to look like?
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. So in 2025, Shiraz, I think the market is picking up. Market is picking up.
Okay.
And if you see from 2024, 2024 went actually very well for Calgary. And I see that same pattern going for 2025. And even from the starting, I see that a lot of people out in the market because due to the interest rate. And I was talking to one of my mortgage broker, and he was telling me that probably the interest rate will go down even more.
Even
more, yeah, in the future. So I think it's a good sign. And there's a lot of people who are eligible to buy their first time home, or even if they want to upgrade their house. So that's what's looking.
Okay, so now that you talked about mentioned interest rate, and that was actually my next question. So you said that because we recently, not recent, but more than a month ago, we had a drop in the interest rate.
Yeah.
Now, do you know, like, do you have any idea of when we are going to expect further reduce in the interest?
Well,
rates?
nobody can predict the future, so I don't know like how much reduction it will be in the market, but we will see in January or February. All right, the new update will come real soon. But yeah, this is what we are hoping, and this is what market looks like. The interest rate will go even more down.
Further
Yeah,
down.
furthermore.
Now, how the reduction of interest rates going to impact the market? Are we going to see more eligible people who are going to buy, like, who will be more, eligible in terms of buying, having more buying power?
That's right. When interest rate goes down, of course, the buyer will have a more power to buy. But you have to understand that even the sellers, right, they will increase the price of their house as well. So you just have to find the right time and the right property for yourself. It's not always about the money. It's not always about how much you are getting eligible for. You just have to make sure that you're looking for the right property at the right time.
Right property at the right time. Now, do you think that the government is reducing interest rates after every few months? Is it a temporary fix or a permanent fix in terms of the housing market in Alberta or overall in Canada?
Well, the interest rate going down, it's a good sign, all right. And the government of Canada is reducing the interest rate because in pandemic. There was a lot of people, especially in Ontario and Vancouver, they bought their houses for less than 1% of interest rate, right? And now in the time for renewal, right? And you have to understand that from less than 1% to 5%, 6%, there will be a huge jump. There's a lot of people could get defaulters. That's the reason, right?
Yeah.
They are just bringing the interest rate down. But it's good for people who wants to buy their house for the first time, or who wants to upgrade their house. There'll be more eligibility, that's for sure. Yeah.
But you think that is it for the economy overall, is it a temporary fix or a permanent fix?
Well, no. Again, nobody can predict the future, right? But for now, what we see in 2025, I think it's permanent for this year. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Next question, Salman, is which is a very common or popular question on a lot of people's mind, that when is a good time to buy a house? You know, when you ask a realtor, they always say now is the good time to buy a house. But I really want your honest opinion. Yes.
Well, it's all depends, right? What kind of market you are in. If you are in seller's market, it's not a good time to buy, and if you are in a buyer's market, it's a good time to buy. Now, again, it's not always the property. You have to understand that first of all, you have enough down payment, and you're not going in debt just using that down payment. You sit down with your mortgage agent. You have to understand the numbers, like what will be your monthly mortgages and everything. And if everything makes sense, and your realtor finds you a good house, something you can afford, something you like, something you can live in, I think that's the right time to buy your property.
So you are saying, in other words, you really have to see your own position or your own situation where you are at. You know, if you are eligible, your eligibility, how much down payment you have, right? What kind of housing you are looking at. Are you looking for a townhouse, condo, or detached, right? All
That's
these
right.
things.
Yeah,
Right?
you have to do your homework before you just buy.
Sure.
house.
Now, next question is, what are some of the incentives you can talk about for, let's say, time home buyers or people who want to buy it as an investment property or a rental market here in Alberta or in general in Canada?
For the first time home buyers, the best incentive is like they can buy a property for 5%. So for the very small initial, they can start with their first time home. If you are an investor, I think just go for the right neighborhood where you know that your investment will be always on rented or whatever your future plans are. Sit down with your realtor, talk to him, because that's the professional guy you're hiring for, and it's his job to find you something like that. But yeah, I think community and the location would be the best thing to look for an investor. So, and
What about the FHSA's account?
yeah,
Right?
if you have a good accountant, right, sit down with them. There's you can put your money, your down payment, you can take it out from FSA account, which you do not have to pay the tax. So that's a good option for the first time home buyers as well. Yeah, as I told you, right, you should sit down with like a good mortgage agent and a good accountant. If you are looking this video and if you are someone who's looking for a good mortgage agent or something, I work with a great team. You can contact me and I will connect you with those people, and all the answers, those guys are professional and they will answer all your questions.
Great. Now, and I will provide Salman's information as well in the description of the video. And also, any one of you who goes to him with reference to this video, Salman will take care of you. He will have some special perks for you. So definitely, if you're going with reference to this video, he will take care of you as well. Now, Salman, my next question is Ontario, because you came from
Yes,
Toronto, right?
Yeah.
Now you have and you were doing real estate there as well in Ontario. Now, Ontario versus Alberta market. I shared recently a video with you as well. Now, and I know personally as well, if you look at the market in Ontario, it has actually gone down.
Yeah.
People have lost money. In fact, I personally know my brother's friend. Actually, the other day, my brother was talking about his friend whose house is in St. Catherine area, and it's not. It has not only it has gone down, but it's not getting sold. So now, if you compare, can we expect the same situation here in Alberta? Because you have lived in Alberta for how long? More than
Almost 3 years.
3 years now. Okay. Now, what do you see, Alberta? Can we expect the same trend in Alberta as we have seen in Ontario right now? Or what are your thoughts?
What I think, you have to understand that in Ontario, the market is collapsing for a few reasons, right?
Okay.
So I remember in COVID, right, in 2019, 2020, when the interest rate went down, a lot of people bought the house overpriced.
Overpriced.
Right, so you have to understand, if you're buying a $500,000 house for $700,000, and when market stables, and when your $500,000 house goes back to $500,000, here you are not actually losing $200,000. You just overpaid it.
Overpaid.
People were in rush. They thought that just because the interest rate is the 1% or less than 1% they can afford. Now they are struggling when the interest rates are going high. So that's the reason I always tell that you have to work with like a very good professional realtor who can actually educate you why to buy, why not to buy, with and prove with all the comparables and everything. So over there, a lot of people have bought their house overpriced. That's the
Overpriced.
reason they are in this situation right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now my next question, the part of the question was, can we see the same trend in Alberta as well? The reason why I'm asking this question is for the buyers. Let's say if I'm planning to buy a house in Calgary, Alberta, but looking at Ontario's market, how it is, especially right now, my main concern is, what if I get stuck, or what if the price of my house goes down?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, again, nobody can predict the future, what's going to happen next. But if you're buying your house for a right price in the right community, I don't think so. You will be suffering from all these thing what happening in Ontario. But if you just going to pay overprice just because you can afford right now, and you just pay overprice, then yeah, it could happen with you too, Shiraz.
So how do you see, like, again, Calgary's market going upwards after, when we expect more interest rates reduction in the coming months? How do you see it basically, like?
So yeah, I was reading the notes. I believe last week from last year in 2024, 14% appreciation happened in Calgary's housing market.
Okay.
And so, for example, last year detached house were for less than 620. In today's market, is more than 690. So the appreciation happening. But again, you have to understand, just because the prices are going high, do not buy a property you cannot afford. Sit down with your mortgage agent. Make sure the numbers make sense. Work with the right realtor, and then buy the property.
Okay, Salman, my next question is about lane. Let's say I've seen a lot of lane homes now in Calgary as well. It is becoming, and I guess I've seen this in the past couple of years, a lot of lane homes being constructed here in Calgary. Now, what are some of the advantages and disadvantages buying, for example, a lane home versus a detached house? If you can maybe talk about that.
Lane house also is a detached house, right? It's just that the garage is in the back,
In the
lane
back.
house, and the front garage, you have a garage in front of your house. There is no disadvantage except that you have to park your car in the back and then come into your house. I don't think so there is any disadvantage, but the price is about like $50,000 to $80,000 less with the lane house, and if you're buying the detached homes with the front garage.
Front garage.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is no disadvantage, you are saying. I've seen one thing I have observed, in the detached houses, there is an area on the first level where you can, for example, kind of a living space in detached houses, where if your guests come, and then you can make them sit and have a get together. Detached houses have that area as well as along with the area on the main floor.
Correct, yeah.
But lane homes, I haven't seen that area, kind of a living area on the upstairs.
It depends, right?
Depends
So the
on-
lane homes are somewhere between 1400 square feet to like 1800, 1900 square feet. And if you're talking about a front garage could
Front
be
garage,
more
yeah.
than 1000 square feet. So they have a bigger space. Then it's all depend about the layouts as well,
Layouts,
right?
okay.
So if you have a small family and if you're looking for a detached house, I think lane house is a very good option.
Okay, lane house. Okay, but what about the when it comes to appreciation of pricing? Do you know, like, would you say that front garage houses appreciate more than the lane homes?
Of course it does, yes, because every product is different, right? So if you are buying a condo, the appreciation would be different. If you're buying a townhouse, it would be different, and if you're buying a front garage houses, it would be a different. But you have to understand that you're paying more initially to get the house as well.
Of course, yeah. Thank you, Salman. My last question is a very common question as well in a lot of people's mind. Is they ask, like, what are some of the good communities in Calgary to buy your house, and what would you say on that?
Okay, so all depends, Shiraz. So
Yeah.
if you want to live and if you want to feel like you're living in India, Pakistan, I think Northeast is the best community for you. If you have a family, if you have a kids going to college or school, and you're looking for a good place to live, I think West
West.
would be a good community. If you are someone who enjoy nightlife, if you is someone who works at the downtown area, I think Southwest is a very good time, very good area.
Downtown.
And if you are young couples and if you are looking for buying a house in a newer community, I think Southeast is a better area to
Newer
live.
community.
So whenever I have a client, I sit down with them and I ask for the preference, and from there I know that what kind of community will
Yeah,
suit for them.
will suit.
Yeah.
Of course. So you are saying, of course, it all depends
All
on
depends.
your.
All over Calgary is beautiful, it's safe, it's fine to live. It's all depends your preference, because wherever you want to live,
Sure.
it's all depend on what you where you work, where your kids go to school, and everything like that.
Now, a question for the people who are with families. What I have realized, for example, we are in South. We both live in Southeast as well. So in Southeast, in some of the newer communities that are being built, for example, Sora, is that the Hot Chicks community?
It is.
Right. And then Rangeview, for example, they don't have schools, for example, for the newer family. What would you say? Of course, those communities are not really for families with kids.
100%, right?
Yeah.
So those communities are a very brand new communities, right?
Yeah.
And I think the schools will be there, but it will take few years. It will take 5 to 8 years.
5 to 8 or
So if you have a
10,
family, if you have a kid who's just going to school, it's not a good community for you to live, because it'd be an hassle for you kids to go.
For sure.
So that's the reason, right? Every person has a different lifestyle and
Sure. Perfect. Okay, thank you very much, Salman. Anything you want to say at the end for people who wants to looking to buy house and in Alberta in general?
Yeah,
At the end?
I am a residential and commercial real estate in Alberta. So if you have any questions, feel free to send me a text message or give me a call. And if you are someone who is looking for a mortgage agent, or someone who is looking for a lawyer, or any kind of person who works with the realtor, I work with a great team. Just give me a call and I will connect you with the best people.
Amazing. Thank you, Salman, for your time.
Thank you for having me.
And if you like the video, make sure you hit the like button. Do share with your family, friends as well, so that they can benefit as well from this video. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe as well. Until next time, take care. Khuda Hafiz.